Hey guys, it's Gift of Gab. So today what I did was I took notes and found what I think would either be the most unique or the most fun Christmas gift exchange ideas. So it's not just the same regular ones, because I've been finding a lot and they're all kind of similar. So I found ones that are kind of like way out there, a lot different than the other ones. So I put all of them together for you, and I'm going to make a video right now of a lot of the different Christmas ideas that you could do if you want to spice up your gift exchange. So, but first, I'm going to show y'all this cute thing I found at Fala's like a week ago. But it's so cute, and it was only like $4. And it's kind of like, it's a little spotty in spots, but like literally all you have to do is Mod Podge more glitter on. You just have to find the right glitter to match. But like, it's so cute, and it was only $4. Like, you can't beat that. Anyway, getting down to it, the first item I have on my list is actually called Turkey Bingo. It's not actually bingo, but by all means you could make a Thanksgiving bingo. And basically, I kind of adapted the idea to where you could use it to be your Christmas drawing, because I know when we do gift exchanges, we draw at Thanksgiving for Christmas. So this would just make it more fun. You have something extra to do on Thanksgiving, and you're drawing who you're going to give your gift to at the same time. So basically what it is, like I said, it's not actually bingo. They just call it that for some reason, but you've got a bunch of little small gifts, and I mean like small stocking stuffer things. So like a thing of chapstick, a thing of tissues, like just little prizes. So like you're really not winning anything, but you are. And they're wrapped, and what I would do is either write on the item itself, depending on what it is. Like if it's a pack of tissues, it really doesn't matter, you could write on it. Or if it's something like you wouldn't really want written on, then just tape a piece of paper to it and then wrap it with the person's name. And all you do is you set a timer, and you have a set of dice, two dice. And with the timer on, you have to try to roll doubles. I would set like maybe 10, 15 seconds, and just have people go around the table. If you can't hit your doubles in that 10-15 seconds, pass it to the next person until everybody can hit doubles, and that's how you win your prize. You hit doubles. So you want to be the first one to get it so you can pick your prize, but it's not like it matters because they're all going to be kind of the same thing. But it just makes it fun and something to do on Thanksgiving, and makes it more fun to draw names. And if you're setting like an overall timer, in the meantime, like if y'all want to and time permits, you can hit doubles to steal someone else's. So you'd still only get one, but like if you want to steal that person's, then you could trade. Like if once you get it, you can open it, and like you don't want your tissues, you want that chapstick, you go for that chapstick, you roll doubles. All right. So the next idea that I found really cool, it's kind of it's less personal. So like if you really don't know that person, this is the gift exchange that I would do. Like if it's a bunch of coworkers or people that like don't really associate with each other, but they're still in a gift exchange together, I would do this one. So it's the same thing, you draw names, but this one, you don't get them anything, like I said, personal. You would also draw like themes. So there could be like options for craft basket, there could be movie basket, and you could either do it like when you draw somebody's name, like obviously that's a secret, you could draw the theme, and that could be a secret too. Or I think the better idea, honestly, would be to have everybody together, and you do the mystery draw of the person's name, you keep it to yourself, but then you have to pay attention for like the person you drew to watch them draw what theme they pick. So like if me and my brother were doing it and I got him, then I would have to pay attention for what theme he draws. So there'd be another bucket with theme ideas, and I'd have to pay attention to see what theme he drew. So like if he drew a movie box, then I'd have to pay attention obviously and catch that the theme he's getting is movies. So he's gonna already know what theme he gets. That way, like if I pulled a craft bucket, like a craft theme for him, obviously he wouldn't have anything to do with that. So if it's something they don't generally like, they can kind of put back and like redo it. So he knows what he's getting, he just doesn't know at the same time, because you never know what you're gonna put in that basket. So yeah, that's what I do with the theme basket. And like I said, that's for people that don't generally know each other on a personal level or anything. The next idea that I have, or that I found, is like an ornament exchange. And this too is for something like if you don't know them too personally, you could just make them an ornament. And that keeps the price level really low too. Like, all you really need to make an ornament is the little glass ornaments or the plastic ones, some paint and glitter, whatever you want to do and stuff like that. This is kind of like a little kid one, like if you don't want to spend too much money on the kids, and because kids are fine with whatever, you could always, and it doesn't even have to be an ornament, they could just make each other something, and you could do Secret Santa for who gets what. I've also kind of adapted it towards, like, you could do it with anything, but I adapted it towards painting too. Like, before the holidays or even on Christmas, you could just sit down and everybody could collectively throw in some money for the materials, and you could all paint each other something, like maybe something Christmas themed, or you don't even have to do it like that. Like, you just draw who you're gonna paint for and you paint them something that you think they'd like, or even just something Christmas. The next game that I have, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Left, Center, Right, but basically what it is there's dice with an L on one side, a R on one side, a C on another, and then like dots for like skips, basically, like meaning you keep it. And depending on how many gifts you start out with would determine how many dice you have. So like if everybody brought one, then they would only roll one dice. If you all brought two, then you have two dice, and so on, but it only goes up to 3. So you have to determine how many gifts you want everybody to bring. I would personally do 2, have 1 gag and 1 real gift, and then make sure at the end everybody ends up with 2 gifts because they brought 2. And then like if somebody ended up with 2 gag gifts, then obviously like you could trade and like kind of work that around so that everybody's not only gag gift or only good gift. But so basically what it is, everybody brings 2 or 3 depending on what you want to do, and you roll the dice, and it'll tell you which direction to put the gifts in. So it's not like following a story where you can guess the outcomes and stuff like that. Like, it'll tell you where to go, and it just depends on the luck of the draw. So like, the gifts to the center are done. You can't get those anymore unless you start another round. But for that round, the gifts are done, and you go to the left or to the right and stuff like that. And basically you end up with one person at the end with whatever they're gonna end up with, and everything else is in the center. If you want to cut it short, you could totally do that and leave people with what they have and then restart another game. But this is something, like, it goes by fairly quick, so there's no issue with redoing the game until everybody gets their 2 or whatever it is. And then, like I said, you could always just switch them around and make sure everybody gets something, or the 2 somethings or whatever they brought. So the next one I have is a Christmas sock exchange. And I first got this idea, my aunt shared it to me. And so basically all it is you have, like, you buy Christmas socks for each other. Like, that's literally all it is. And then you fill the Christmas sock with different items. So, like, that could, like, depend on your person. Like, if your person likes nail polish, you could fill it with nail polish and stuff like that. Like, so it is personalized. You just get to pick a sock and give them socks at the same time and just fill the socks. So that's all that is. The next one that I thought was really cool was a rotating gift box. So this is more for people who have friends that are out of town or out of state or whatever it is. And you get a handful of people. It doesn't have to be a lot. It could be 2 or 3. Well, it has to be at least 3. But all you do is the first person who starts it, like if I were going to start one with 2 of my best friends that are out of the state, then I would put in a gift for each of them in the box, and then like a note for each of them, and then I would mail it to the first person, and when she gets it, she would get her gift out and her note, and then put in 2 gifts of her own for the other 2 of us, and write in her own notes, and then we'd mail it to the next person, and she'd do the same thing until it got back to me, and I would take my 2 items out and then send it back for one more rotation so that they can get their last, like, because the first person's not going to get the gift from the last person. So, but basically that's all it is. And so you're still having, like, it's going to take a while obviously for the mailing to ship and stuff like that, so you can start early, but it's basically so you can still do Christmas with your friends that aren't right with you. So the next option I have is you could do it like with family and stuff like that, but it also works in a classroom. And all it is literally stockings. Like the students will bring in a stocking that they all like, that they like. So like I could bring in a stocking with the cat on it, and they're hung like on the bulletin board. And then throughout the month of December, once everybody's stockings are there, the kids can bring in small Christmas items and they can drop them in each other's stockings. That way, It's not obvious if someone doesn't bring anything. Like if they don't have the money to bring something, it's not pointing it out. Like the kids can do it whenever they have time. And they get to have the fun of dropping it in individual stockings and being like a little Santa person or a little elf. But they also have the excitement of seeing it every day, and then right before Christmas break they can have their stocking, and it sounds like a lot of fun. So the rest of what I have is more of like get together ones, like so some of the gift exchanges you don't have to actually be there for. You can just have one person pass them out whenever they have time. These are ones where you really have to be like all together, like this is on Christmas, stuff like that. So the first idea I have is something I really like. If I had the chance, I would do this one, and it's called the Christmas auction. And basically what it is everybody brings in one real gift and one gag gift, and they're wrapped so you can't tell what they are. And then everybody, like each guest that comes is allotted a certain amount of fake money, like it's fake money, and they bet, or they someone auctions off each gift, and you try to spend your money or whatever it is. Like it's literally an auction for the gifts, and you get to see if you end up with a gag gift or a real gift. You can always like have extra gifts in the back or something like that. So if someone doesn't end up with the real gift, then they can always have one too. Or if people don't mind, then people don't mind. But yeah, so that one's really fun. And then if you're doing it with kids and stuff like that, you could always just auction off only the gag gifts and then have the real gifts in the back, and then they can earn their money throughout the year or throughout the December month by helping the parents or the aunts or something like that. So you can always turn that into like a reward system, but always give them like a minimum, because if they're left out, that's not going to be good. So yeah, make sure you give them something at least. So the next game I have is it's called gift card games, and basically all it is everybody brings in a gift card with the same amount of money on it, but the person who's running it puts them all in the same envelope, like not one envelope, but like they're all in like the same white boring envelope or whatever, so nobody can see them basically. And then throughout the Christmas day or Christmas Eve, whenever you're playing, you play a bunch of games, whether they're Christmas related or not. You could play bingo, you could play like you can play Guess Who, like just random games so you can spend time together and stuff like that. And whoever wins each of the games, like in order that they win, they could go pick their card. So like if I'm playing Guess Who and I beat whoever's across from me, I would go pick my card. And you can always have people switch and stuff like that, but you never know what cards you're going to get, and that's the fun part of it. And then everybody gets the same amount just from whatever place they drew from. So that one's pretty cool, especially if you have like a bunch of people and no one really knows what they get each other, but they don't mind just having money. The next one is like a cool party event, and it's where you put mittens or gloves on, and you have a set of dice, and whoever's hosting or who's running the party gets, or people can bring the little gifts, but you have a bunch of little gifts, and the host will wrap them up in saran wrap. So like the first one starts here, you wrap it, you add another one, wrap that one. So it's basically a big ball of saran wrap full of smaller gifts, and then whoever's first puts their gloves on and has the ball of saran wrap, and the person next to them, like that's next in line, has the dice. So when the timer starts, the person with the gloves on tries to unwrap the saran wrap, and the person next to them has the set of dice, and they have to try to roll doubles. The person with the gloves and the saran wrap can keep going until that person next to them get doubles. When they get doubles, they can take the saran wrap, they take the gloves, and they do it themselves. And the dice goes to the next person. It just keeps going around until everybody, either you run out of gifts or everybody gets one. So, but that one's always a lot of fun, from what it seems like, because people are, it's a race for time, because you want to get something and you want to get it open, but it's hard because of the gloved hands and stuff like that. So that one sounds like a lot of fun. The next one is for if you don't want to do like an overall exchange, you can just have everybody get together, put in a bunch of money, and you can all get something for one person in particular, or you can all put in money for the whole family. Like some of the ideas that there were, or that there was like a vacation. Everybody in the family could put in a certain amount of money to pay for like a vacation home at some point, or like if there's babies or something, or like the youngest, or however or maybe someone just graduated, then you could all put in money for a big present for them, or maybe they're about to move out, so everybody puts in money to get them an actual, like, a big gift instead of just a bunch of little things. So that one is from participation from everybody, and it's just one item, but it's usually of higher value. And you could do it for everybody, like get a couple dollars from everybody for every person. Like it just depends on how big your family is and how much you can spend and stuff like that. So that's all for some of the big like gift exchange ideas. But I also have, like, you could do a Christmas family feud. And I found a lot of questions, and I made some of my own, and I'm having a lot of family and friends like answer the questions right now. So when we do have a Christmas party, whether it's my work Christmas party or at home Christmas party for my family, we can play the family feud. And just answering the questions, like not even playing the game, people are having a lot of fun. So I'm assuming a family feud is, they're gonna have fun. So if you want to make up your own questions, that's great. If not, you can always just find ones online. Or if y'all really want to, I can post mine when I actually have the survey done. So a random number called me and it cut off my video, so I'm basically just going to try to remember what part I was at before it cut out. But if y'all want me to, I can post the questions in the survey answers for the family feud that I'm doing and I'm making. But yeah, just let me know, because I don't want to post it if it's not going to get anywhere. But you know. Okay, so I have one more that's called the stocking hunt, and it's basically little wrapped items that you would put in a stocking, and you hide them around the house, and you let the kids just run around and go find them. This is basically just something to do to pass the time. Instead of filling the stockings, you can have them just run around and go look for their stuff. I would definitely set a limit on how many you could get, so you don't have like the slightly older ones than the younger babies finding all of them, while the younger ones only ended up with like 2 items. So I would set like a cap, like divide how many items you actually have by the amount of kids, and only let them get a certain amount. Because if you end up with one with 1 and one with 7, like that one with the 1 is gonna be upset. And then if you could make it like child-based, like if this one in particular likes this item and the other kid ended up with it, you can always have them switch. Like it doesn't have to be exactly what they got and they're stuck with it. Like just let them do what they want. I also have just a little, as kind of like a wrap-up, I have like a couple ideas of just other random games that aren't gift exchanges or anything like that, but you could still do it at a Christmas party and they would be fun. Pin the nose on Rudolph. I think it was actually pin the nose on the snowman, but you may as well do it to Rudolph. Like, just get his little red nose, and all you have to do is I would just print something off the computer of Rudolph and just crop out his nose. And you could just use red stickers and just play and try to put on his nose. Reindeer ring toss. It's basically ring toss, but you could use antlers as the little tossy spots instead of cones or whatever else you could use. You could do guess the Christmas song. So play like the first couple seconds of a Christmas song, or maybe somewhere in the middle, and see who can guess it first. You could always play Christmas bingo. You could mix up like the words of the title of a Christmas song. So like instead of jingle bells, you use different words for what it is. So like you find a different word for jingle. What is a different word for jingle? You could do like shaking, and then bells, you would change the word to that too. So like shaking chimes or something like that. And they have to figure out what actual Christmas Carol title you're looking for. So jingle bells, like. So you'd have to find either a format that already did that for you, or you can just make one. Like I just made one. Like it's not great, but like you could just make them off the top of your head and throw them out there. But that's always something you could do. And the last one I have is guess the scent, and that would be like you get a bunch of Christmas candles, and you have to blindfold not everybody, but like take turns blindfolding people, and they have to just try to guess what Christmas scent you're giving them. And like people do that at baby showers, but they use like baby food. Grosses me out, but like, yeah. But yeah, so spent like 4 nights putting all those together, but excuse me. But yeah, like a lot of the ideas that I found were like you follow a storyline and stuff like that. I can predict the ending too. Like I will literally like count the spaces, and I know where the gift is gonna end up and stuff like that. And it's more fun to just find other ways to do it than just that, or even just like the flipping of the coin thing, like the probability on stuff like that, like I will find out, I will find a way, or if not, like it's not as fun as it could be. And I think the other ideas that I found would definitely be a lot more fun, or at least some of them were just different than what a lot of just a regular simple gift exchange. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Hopefully you found one that you could spend with your you could do a gift exchange for with your family or your coworkers or something like that. Let me know in the comments down below if one was your favorite, or if you think you're gonna do one, or if you found this video after Christmas, what you ended up doing or something like that, or if you have another idea, just let me know. But yeah, thank you for watching.